A background check and a credit check are two types of reports that are pulled on you in various scenarios throughout your life. In today's society, when you get a lot of jobs, a couple of jobs that I've gotten, they definitely did a background check on me. Now, some jobs do a credit check. So a background check and a credit check, depending on what you're doing, if you're dealing with some type of security issue where you get access to something, then you're probably gonna need a background check. So look, if you have no issues in your background, if you don't have any major arrest or anything like that, then there's no worry about it. Now, I'm fortunate; I don't have any type of criminal past or anything like that. But look, I've known friends or people, just associates that look, they made some mistakes when they were younger, and they paid their debt to society. So just because you have a criminal record, look, it's embarrassing, and some people are bad people, but some people just made bad mistakes, which it's only by the grace of God that, all of us didn't get caught up to a certain extent. So if you are someone who has made some mistakes and you've paid your dues and you've tried to correct those mistakes, then you may still be suffering with issues on a background check and credit check. Because it's not just when you get a job, sometimes it's when you apply to be a renter, to rent an apartment, or a credit check to get a loan, to buy a house. So credit checks and background checks, in many times, they'll either prevent possibly a job opportunity, prevent possibly being a renter, or prevent possibly being a homeowner, because you have to get a loan and you have to go through that process of those two reports. And if something comes up, people may look at you as a higher risk. When something comes up on your background check or your credit score is poor, you are a higher risk. So a lot of people say, I don't want to take the risk on that person because they're more likely to fail. They're more likely to bring me bad news. So that's why some doors get closed. You're higher risk, period. So in this nomad life, what I've learned is that if you were thinking about hitting the road and living full-time in your vehicle, car, van, or RV, many people I would think that do that have an advantage if you have something on your credit history that's bad or your background check that's bad, because living a nomad life and staying at RV parks or having the 1,000 trails pass, you don't have that issue. Because, in most places, campgrounds, now RV parks may be different. I think RV parks may check some things depending on which ones, but campgrounds, look, they don't check, everyone I've been to, they don't check your background or your credit history. So now they do check your ID, so you have to have legal ID, but if you had bad credit and you had something on your background, you could be a nomad very easily. I mean, I guess it's a little bit like an outlaw living. I'm not an outlaw, but I have to share with you, for those of you who made honest mistakes and you're trying to correct your life, a nomad where you don't have to deal with a landlord and you don't have a background check, you don't get a credit check, you can get 1,000 trails pass, you can camp safely and legally within the terms of the campground or the RV park. It's something that, is another door that's open while you either repair your life to move up to an apartment or a house, or if you just love being a nomad and you love traveling, you don't have to worry about a background check or a credit check. And it could be very embarrassing if you're trying to get your life together, or you're trying to get some stability, but you just can't get accepted as a renter or as get a loan because you're a higher risk person. So again, can some of the higher risk people still be negative or still be bad or still be bad news? Yes. Can some be trying to get their life together? Sure. So I just want to share with you, look, if you're one of the people trying to get your life together, the nomad life may work for you, okay? Because you have safe, legal parking at campgrounds. You have to move within the parameters of the rules of the campground or the RV park. But again, you can use it as a stepping stone where you're not embarrassed and you can get access to a place to live, a place to sleep. And to me, better than a homeless shelter, to me, better than a lot of other things that you would be subject to if you couldn't find a safe, legal place to rest at night. Okay. Now you have to have, obviously, either you're going to be a tent camper. If you live out of your car, you're going to be a tent camper, or your van. And if you lived out of an RV, look, you're going to live in an RV. An RV is just a small, tiny house on wheels. So bad background check, bad credit check. If you got bad history and you're a higher risk, nomad life is an option. Okay, you still have to get your life together. I don't, I believe in living a positive life, but again, if you paid your dues to society, you should be able to rebuild your life. And for everyone that doesn't have anything bad on their background or credit, I've had bad credit at times. Look, when you stay at different places, when you're in campgrounds and stuff, you have to be mindful that you may be amongst other high-risk individuals. Anywhere from they fell on hard financial times to they're a child predator. That's the truth. It makes me cringe when I say it because, now I just use campgrounds and stuff to park safely and legally. But the truth is, at some of these campgrounds, at some of these RV parks, there's people that have bad history. Does it make them bad people? Look, it depends what they did, and I'm not trying to be a judge and jury of other people. I'm just trying to tell you some thoughts that I had, because I thought about that one day. I said, man, because I've owned a house for 15 years. I've known people that been in the property rental business, and the normal protocol is, obviously, if you get a loan, you're going to get a credit check. And if you're going to be a renter, many times it's a background check that's mandatory. So I said, wow, this nomad life, for a lot of people that can't pass those two things, it's an option. So that's a positive. And at the same time, it could be a negative for people who are a little bit leery around being around other individuals that may be higher risk. But that's the truth. Okay, that's the way it is. I'm just saying how it is. So something to think about, guys. Okay, for both people, all different types of people. So hopefully this video helped. If it did, click the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.